My name's Jason Tiedick, and I help curriculum writers and instructional designers write golden training curriculum. And today on page 16, you can follow me along with me if you want to, but today I'm going to show you an easier, faster curriculum design that's clear to learn, more enjoyable to teach, and one that ensures your end users get it the first time. That's what you're going to learn today. On page 16, I have a few questions for you, though, before we get started. Critical questions I want you to think about as you're watching this and listening to this. Are you having a difficult time writing curriculum that people want to take? Number two, are you finding your trainees are often disengaged, frustrated, or can't wait for it to be over? How much different would it be if the curriculum were on par with the training? Now, for some of you, you say, well, our curriculum is on par with the training. Well, we're going to actually help you even take it to another level. And in order to do this, if you look on page 20, I actually did a number of interviews. I always do lots of interviews. It's usually in the couple of dozens to hundreds per course. This one was a doozy. You should know this is a 400-page course. It's going to be 3 days long, around 20 hours of content. And if you look on page 20, these are all the top things that the instructional designers I interviewed told me they're struggling with. It's critical that you star your top 5. I want you to pick out 5 that you're struggling with too. You might say, well, Jason, I'm not struggling with these, but I could see myself growing in this area. I'm going to read these to you. I don't read out of the book often, but I'm going to read this one to you because I want you to star these 5. As you're watching this on the video, page 20 and 21, star your favorite 5. Here we go. How do you do an effective needs assessment? Sometimes we feel too far away to determine users' needs. Number 2, I'm having a hard time creating classes that trainees enjoy. Number 3, I'm constantly questioning my own choices because we have duplicate efforts. End users can't seem to apply what they learn in our classes. Next one, how do you obtain more feedback from customers beyond a level 1 survey to assess needs? I feel like we're just throwing things at the wall and hoping they stick. It takes so much time to develop our classes. How do we save time? Next one, we're constantly backtracking our training because it was out of order. Or end users are wasting precious time learning things they don't want to learn. I wish I didn't spend so much time training things that don't need to be trained. There's a disengagement and frustration for both customers and trainers. I, the trainer, sometimes can't wait for training to be over. You feel like you're succeeding, but then if class is poorly written, even if you're a great trainer, you still have to take a hit on evaluations because of it. Customers start to drive me crazy when they say, I'm not going to do that, and I start to lose patience with them. Job security. Without customers, what are you going to do? I just want everything lined up together into one cohesive piece. I have a hard time getting buy-in with the trainees. It makes you nervous when you update and a hospital organization has been live 5 to 7 years and you make a change and you wonder whether they have to go back and make sure they got what they needed. How do I hit all the different learning styles without having to circle back and retrain people? How do we design courses to provide the best experience to everyone, both user and trainer? I want to make my classes more fun to teach and to take. How do I know if they got it? Our scenarios don't seem authentic or real to me or the end users. Next page. Remember, it took days, if not weeks, for me to get all this data for you to just star your favorite 5. But this is the real pain that people just like you are experiencing. Next one, it takes so much time to plan curriculum, and then it seems like we keep redesigning it over and over again. Our content is technical and is often dry and boring. How do we spice it up? I want to make my class more visual, but I don't know how to do it. How do I create valid assessments to see if trainees learned what they needed to learn? People either don't show up for my class or they leave early. I wish they were more excited to come. Do you have your 5 starred? Okay, now here we're going to flip it on you, and I'm going to turn these around into positives, and I want you to tell me which one you want to have the most. Again, star your favorite 5. Here we go. Better utilize time, happier customers, better experience, easier to write curriculum, patients are being cared for, feel better knowing you provided spot-on training, sleep better at night because you're not worried, class goes well, you get great evaluations and feedback, better job security, fewer updates and maintenance, customers get it right the first time and decrease in rewrites. Which ones do you like the best there? Now go to the next page. By the way, some of you are wondering, why in the world are we taking all this time to star all these? Because if you don't know over the next 3 days what you want to get out of this, you're not going to get it. But if you know we're going to have a direct path for any of these on how to get there. And you'll be able to make sure you maximize your learning. Page 23. Look on 23 and 24, and I'm going to read through these pretty quickly. I want you to star a few more. Here we go. Enjoy class more by identifying needs, goals, and desires, all the way down to market your class. These are the 18 topics you're going to get from me. These are literally the hooks, the takeaways, for the 18 chapters of this class. I want you to star your favorite 5. Take one quiet minute and do that now. Good, now here's what we're going to do. On page 26, I'm going to find out from you in just a second what makes curriculum amazing. But before we even do that, I want you to think right now about what you want. You've just spent all this time starring your top 5s in all these categories. On page 27 at the bottom is called the top 3 list. I'm going to give you a ton of things in this class. You're going to learn over 200, for most of you, things you've never even heard of, on how to design golden training curriculum, how to produce golden training curriculum, how to write golden training curriculum. I want you at the bottom of page 27 to write down the 3 things that you starred that are the most important to you. Go back and look at those 3 pages you starred and choose those now. Take 1 minute, because if you don't know what you want, what led you to this point, I want you to make a picture of exactly what it is you want to get out of this program. As you're doing this, let me just tell you this. Those of you who are writing this on the video on page 27, if you look on the top of 27, if you're finished writing these, I'll share this with you. Writing training curriculum is difficult for many trainers and writers. Some even think it has to be difficult to be successful. Curriculum writers will even abandon their values in this process. Some will write what they think the user needs rather than what they actually want to know. They'll write these companions and curriculum based on how they learn or how they present, rather than how the users learn or present. Some people even think that they have to write the curriculum, it has to be a chore in order to make this feel like it's the right thing. I'm going to show you how to make curriculum writing like brushing your teeth. So it's just plain something you wake up and do, and it's a satisfying thing you get to do every day. I love this analogy because most people would not say to me, Jason, you know, toothpaste just tastes fantastic. I'll just take a bunch of toothpaste out and eat it. But most people would say, you know, I enjoy brushing my teeth because they like the feeling that it's done when it's done. Same thing's going to happen here. So here's what I want to know from you. You've got your 3 now. Once you've got your 3 written down, I want you to star your number 1. The most important thing you want to get out of today, tomorrow, and the next day for your curriculum writing. And then while you're doing that, I'm actually going to ask you this question. I want to know what makes amazing training curriculum. I want to know what makes you fantastic at this. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have you work together in groups of 2, 3, or 4. As you're watching this video, same thing, 2, 3, or 4, or you can do this by yourself. I'm going to actually give you 5 minutes because it's that important. And I want you to come up with at least 10 and up to 25 things that make curriculum amazing. I'm talking about when you get into a class and you get the book, and you look at this book and you start going through it, and you're taking the class and you're going through all the activities and you're listening to what the trainer's saying, you're saying to yourself, wow, this curriculum is off the charts. What makes it off the charts? What makes it amazing? 10 to 25 things, 5 minutes. Go ahead.